Thank you very much for your invitation today to speak about the current situation in East Africa, the Horn of African political tension, and especially by focusing on the Ethio-Tigray conflict and post-war conflict and political stress in the country. To save just time, that I will not repeat what happened in Tigray region, and all of you, I hope you know and you have some clue, though there is no independent media giving information from the source, because it's only the government medias are allowed to give news from Tigray region and the border. But I think it's better to see the historical background of what happened in Tigray region today and why the country just came to such kind of bloody war between the Ethiopia and the Tigray region. After a dictatorial leadership for the last 30 years, the TPLF, the Tigray People Liberation Front, the so-called the government calls junta, was leading the country and took the resource for private use because of corruption, and the country's economy failed more than ever in the Ethiopian history. You know, so many politicians, they just were billionaires, and the wider society becomes the poor of the poorest. And this is unfortunate, and this is very sad to just share as a history. But this is the reality. So researchers are very important to know that the ethnographical data shows that still in Ethiopia, the wider society is living under persecution. And now the people are not just requesting democracy, but they are just requesting the right to live, the right to be alive. The most difficult thing today is just to stay alive. And the political drama which was injected in the country was ethnic federalism. And this ethnic federalism was entertained by creating one imaginary false stories against the Amhara society, by saying that the Amhara society is a dictator and they were just leading the country, controlling, suppressing other ethnic groups. So today they have to be suppressed. If it's possible, they have to be eradicated from the country. So this is a political philosophy of TPLF, which was injected for the last 30 years in the country. And this political philosophy is much more supported by ethnic activists and politicians, especially by the Oromo politicians and other regional state politicians, even today. So even after the coming of Dr. Abiy Ahmed to power, and after the birth of Prosperity Party in the country, this political drama is much more entertained and even much more implemented in the country. For example, we can see for the last 2-3 years, hundreds were killed. Amharas were killed in Oromia region, in Somali region, in southern national nationalities, and also in Benishangul Gumuz region. And still it's continuing. This is because they want to build an Amhara-free regions. So they want to eradicate the Amhara blood from their own regions. And it will not stop there. Some political leaders of Oromia region, especially Taye Denda, Shimallis Abdissa, and others, are now pushing the political power to control the whole country. So Abiy Ahmed is now playing in the middle ground by showing that he wants to create a unified, all-inclusive Ethiopia. So he's playing a political drama for the international society and even for the local people. So many people now, even the Amharas, are now advocating the policies and programs of Abiy Ahmed because he speaks well, he can convince the parliament, and also he can convince also the wider society. He is a good speaker of our century, I could say. I can't hide this. And he's a very good leader too. But what he's playing behind is creating a unified and very strong Oromo society in the country. And they want to realize the Oromo Liberation Front map, which extends to Tigray region by controlling Wollo of Amhara region. That is why we can see in this week, Taye Denda was saying that the Oromo-speaking society, since the Oromifa language-speaking societies are living in Amhara region, the Wollo area up to Tigray region, that means the Raya, Wollo area, is part of Oromia region. So they want to incorporate to the current Oromia region and create and build strong Oromia in the coming years. They want to benefit, as TPLF used to do. So when TPLF came to power in Ethiopia, they extended and expanded their regional lands to Amhara region. So their imagination was to create a stronger Tekeze region by extending Tigray land to Benishangul Gumuz and to Wollo. So they want to make Wollo and Benishangul Gumuz by taking Wolkait, Humera, Raya to part of Tigray region and creating the future stronger Tigray. But that just failed because of this military oppression, and it was because of their own fault too, because they started to attack the military camp in Tigray region. But the international society has to be clear that the federal government engaged into this war not to control Tigray region, or not to it's not because of the hate of TPLF. But TPLF was creating the federal government, and by attacking the Tigray regional, the military camp in Tigray region, they had a plan to come and control the power in Arat Kilo. So they were planning to over-control again the country. And the federal government was taking action, very fast, decisive action, to let them back. And that is the reality that pushed the federal government into war. For those who just ask me questions about the future fear of civil war, a bloody civil war between Ethiopia, in Ethiopia between different ethnic groups, that is also my fear, that I share it. The current political stress, especially the post-TPLF Zamecha, the post-TPLF war, the two ethnic groups are now in problem because of political extremists like Taye Denda. The Oromo higher officials, Taye Denda, are now claiming that Oromia region extends to Amhara region, so they want to make Wollo part of their own Oromia region. And I think if the Amhara people will take action against these people, the Oromo society who are living in Amhara region will be massacred. And maybe hundreds of thousands of Oromos in Amhara region will be killed. And for sure, the Amhara societies who are living in Oromia region will be also massacred as it happened for the last 2-3 years. So what will be the role of the international society to intervene and to alleviate this political tension and to stop the coming bloody civil war in Ethiopia? I think researchers should give independent, realistic, true information about what's going on in Ethiopia. Both international researchers and local researchers, they should be independent of the political inclination and give for the international society real information. And the international media should go to Ethiopia and give news, realistic news about the country, about the political situation in Ethiopia today. And if before it goes beyond control, I think the European Union and United Nations should intervene in the country, and if necessary, the military operations should be also implemented by European Union and the United Nations before Ethiopia experiences a bloody civil war in the 21st century. Because the data shows that the coming years will be worse for Ethiopia, and especially this bloody war will be between two giant societies, between Oromo and Amhara people, because of political extremists. The other proposition is political leaders, higher political officials, especially the Amhara and Oromo political leaders, you should stop initiating the wider society by using social media and claiming imaginary lands. For example, Oromo leaders say, stop claiming Wollo is Oromia. If that is the case, the Amhara politicians also will provoke war against the Oromo societies who are living in Amhara region. And I think the coming years will be very much worse and difficult for Ethiopians to reside in the country. The other political stress is controlling Addis Ababa and implementing the Oromo culture in Addis Ababa, and also controlling others not to implement their own culture. And this is a very dangerous situation now in the country. So what I see is the international communities, the African Union, for example, the European Union, should not just stand there and stop saying nothing. They have to propose solutions, and they have to investigate, assign researchers and investigate the real political stress and propose long-lasting solutions for the country if they want stability in the Horn of Africa. Thank you very much for your attention. I will just come up for the next time to propose and also work with you researchers what will be next in the political situation in the Horn of Africa, especially the political stress, the political drama and stress in Ethiopia. Thank you for today. Thank you. This is Nathan Abtau, a freelance researcher. And for those who are asking me about the teaching courses, I'm not doing any more teaching now. I'm just doing my own freelance research. And maybe in the coming years, I will just join you for the academia. Thank you so much. Bye.